Okay, so if you watch the video I just did, you'll know that I'm not a huge fan of AXS components. I don't know that they're really necessary, but we've got Rich over here, and he's actually just put GX AXS on his Forbidden Dreadnought. So let's go talk to him and see what he thinks about the whole deal, why he's doing that. Let's see. Mr. Fro.
Hey, Daniel.
So, as you know, because we've debated it endlessly.
Yes.
AXS, I don't know. I think wired drivetrains are just as good. But here you are, taking the old Shimano derailleur off your bike and putting GX AXS on. What's up?
GX AXS in general, pretty cool. I did take the derailleur off. I ditched a cable, and now I have electronic shifting on my XT stuff.
I do see that. You cleaned up your cockpit a bit, which is sort of one of your main points. Looks pretty fly. Now you can do bar spins, maybe.
Not quite.
Check. Oh, still can't do bar spins. So what are you thinking here? What's going on?
So, you know, you're not like super sold on AXS, but I kind of think it's pretty nifty. Is it gonna function better than regular Shimano or SRAM stuff? No, it's not. But I do think it's pretty cool that you can ditch the cables. If you get a dropper post, the AXS dropper post, you get to ditch even more cables. Then you could maybe definitely do bar spins.
Maybe definitely.
One problem is though, they only make that AXS dropper post in a 170 length, and I have freakishly long legs, so I'm still running a cabled one, but
all right.
I'm pretty sold on it. I'm putting it on here. I'm gonna do the GXT AXS setup, see what I think, get the Hyperglide Plus benefits, but also ditch some cables.
Yeah, so you actually ditched a XT derailleur, is that right? XT derailleur?
XTR.
XTR derailleur. Yes. XT shifter or XTR also?
XT shifter.
Okay. So. And you've got the XT cassette on here running a Shimano chain. Tell us about this. We've heard talk about sort of the ultimate drivetrain, and what are the benefits of doing this? Why are people calling this the ultimate drivetrain?
So I've been a big fan of the Shimano stuff. I was running it on my Enduro, been running it on this. Love how the shifting, you have that ability to shift under load with the Hyperglide Plus. And I had kind of heard of some people doing it, mixing and matching this stuff, and SRAM and Shimano will tell you don't do that, but it works. We actually did a pretty cool custom build, like right when AXS first came out with a following, and the customer wanted to do XTR and XX1 AXS. Mm-hmm. Mechanics got it on there, worked pretty well. So now I'm gonna give it a go. I've ridden this maybe 2 or 3 times, and so far so good. Just kind of took me a little bit to set up the B limit and get the trim kind of dialed in, but so far so good. Pretty stoked.
It works because the spacing on the cassette is the same or close to it. Now Hyperglide Plus, for those that don't know what that means, that has to do with Shimano's shifting technology. It's the ramps and pins on the cassette which sort of pull the chain up or allow it to bump down the cassette and basically just shift really smoothly, including under load, which SRAM does not quite as crisply as Shimano's drivetrain, at least in our experience. So real quick, what do you need to get this ultimate drivetrain? What components do you need to be running, and what can you get away with using SRAM stuff?
So the key is you're using mostly Shimano stuff. Shimano cassette, you have to have the Shimano chain. Shimano chain ring up front as well, that definitely helps to kind of retain the chain a little better. And then the thing that I did change that is different is it is a SRAM AXS derailleur and shifter. So those are the only SRAM things on here. But again, I get to ditch cables. My cockpit looks sweet. I'm pretty stoked on it. I definitely see the future of mountain biking being all of this wireless stuff. Shimano's definitely working on it. We've seen some patents. So I'm just gonna give it a go with the SRAM stuff.
It is pretty slick, I think. Now, despite what I said before, just to make note, if you are running a SRAM drivetrain, or SRAM cassette rather, you do need, if you want to do this, you do need the microspline driver on your hub to run the Shimano cassette. However, if you currently have Shimano 12-speed, you can upgrade to this ultimate drivetrain simply by buying the GX upgrade kit. That comes with the derailleur, the remote, and a charger. Anything else?
Battery.
Battery.
Comes with that, and you get a cool coaster as well.
Sweet. Oh yeah, and a little multi-tool.
Little multi-tool,
Pretty
yeah,
slick.
which is sweet. And the battery cover, which isn't included on the XX1 or X01 AXS kits. So
there you have it. All right. Well, let us know maybe in one of these upcoming stories that you're putting on our Instagram what you think about this, maybe out on trail. I'm looking forward to seeing it despite all my naysaying. I think it's pretty slick. Thanks, Rich.
pretty stoked. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Doug. See you later.
Thanks.